Hello, my name is Jay Bear, and welcome back. This is, well, it's been a while. This is a new series, I guess. Sort of a continuation of an old series. As you can see, I am on the creative server that I have played on with friends. I do have the Distant Horizons mod running, so we can see super far, which is pretty cool. I mean, look at this. Look at how cool this is. I mean, we can see all the way over there to my futuristic city. We can see all the way over there to there's the Blue Wizard Tower. There's the amusement park. It loses definition with the Distant Horizons mod, but if you haven't watched my creative series where I go through all of these builds that I have built with friends over the course of several years, I highly recommend watching that. But you don't have to watch that to start watching this new series, because there's a lot of unfinished projects that we had going on. And I'm going to go down here. We even had this board down here with unfinished projects. Over here, we have a list of other projects that we wanted to work on. And it's been a long time. There's a lot of areas around here that are not complete. And I have my map mod here. So, for example, we come over here and take a look at the city. We can see there's a lot of empty space in here. There's empty space over here. There's empty space over here. There's a lot of things that are incomplete. And I thought, well, maybe that would be a good idea for a new series. I'll go through and start completing some of these things that we left off and never had a chance to finish, so that some of the things that we may have envisioned will be completed. So I'm going to take a look at the board over here and see what I think looks most interesting. Well, in looking at the board, I have kind of had a thought. Instead of actually working on anything on here that's a new project, and oddly enough, we don't have the city listed over here, I was thinking that I would go take care of what I just pointed out, filling out some of these empty spaces over here in the city. Let's go over here and take a look. And things might load a little bit weird. You can see how buildings are popping in and out of existence, and there's this black void kind of going across everything. That's because of the Distant Horizons mod, as it transitions between actually loaded chunks and the level of display chunks. It'll disappear, once it completely loads in. But I was thinking maybe I would come over here to these two pieces of land and build some buildings in here. And I'm not going to do all of the interiors like we've done on some of these other builds. I was going to do something kind of like this, where it's just an external building. There's no way to go inside of it. It's a hollow, empty shell, but it fills out the city so that we won't have all of this empty area. So that's how we started doing some of these buildings towards the end of working on the city, is we just had these empty buildings, but still it makes the city look more complete. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come down here, and I think I'm going to take this area right in here and build something here. I don't know if I'm going to save any of these trees or the hill. I don't remember what we had in mind. Wow, there's a lot of animals here. Maybe I should make a little park kind of in between the buildings, like right in this area or something. I don't know. I don't remember what we had in mind, but I'm going to go ahead and start working on this. All right, so I have leveled out this area, and I have moved all of the animals out of the way. I don't know if I'm going to keep all these animals or this guy. I've just kind of put everybody over here in this pond. But what I'm thinking is that I'm going to leave kind of a strip between building that I build and this one here that kind of leads back into this area here with this hill and this tree and this pond area. I might need to raise all of this up because it is kind of low compared to everything surrounding it. When we built this, we kind of leveled the area. If we look under here, we can see what it looked like before. So the ground level has been raised up quite a bit. So I will probably keep something back in here, but it's going to have to come up and probably be made a lot nicer. And I don't know if I'll keep all these animals. They cause lag. So I'm going to start working on this. Oh, and this road came through those buildings over diagonally and then cut over out that way. I might just straighten that out and bring it out straight with some steps that gradually come down out to the road. So I think I'm going to change that and then see what I can fit in here. All right, so I have taken the road and straightened it out. And right now I just have it connecting to the higher elevation right in the middle. I might change that later on. We'll see how things go. You know, normally when you build a city, like in real life, everything is rather flat. And from a distance from here to that road over there, you might only have a change in elevation of a couple of feet. But in Minecraft, you know, this is a meter, so that's like 3 feet. And so we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So that's like 15 feet up approximately. And that's a lot. That's quite a lot to go from one end of the building to another. So kind of what I'm thinking, and I'm just going to plan things out a little bit with wool blocks here, is that I'll start this building off with some type of wall that will run along this side here out to the front and maybe have some sort of shape out here in the front. Maybe not just a diagonal line, but you know, maybe give it some type of curve here, something like that. Maybe that's not quite even, but that's what I'm kind of thinking, is that we'll have a wall here and the elevation can change as it goes along the wall. And I'm kind of thinking like a big glass skyscraper type of building here, something that will stick up higher than these other buildings so that it can be seen from over this way. Since this is where a lot of people will come from, they'll be able to look over this way and see it sticking up above these buildings. So that's kind of what I'm picturing, like a big glass skyscraper. But the first level or two might be like stone as the foundation part of it. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can kind of work out the shape of it. And I realized this is going to be a very big building if it goes all the way from the road back to this area here. So I might not take it all the way back. I might leave a little bit of space from between here and it. Maybe it'll go to like here or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to have to plan things out a little bit and see what I can come up with. Okay, well, I've made some shapes. I've made some cylinders. I was thinking that I would just make the front kind of curved, but then I thought, well, you know, I should make the back kind of curved and then have a straight line between them. But then I kind of liked how the two cylinders came together here in the middle. Now, obviously, all of this in the middle won't be there because that is inside the building. But I kind of like how this looks. Now, if we go here into the middle, I also messed around with some heights. Let me try something here. Let's see. If we do HCYL, gray wool this is 21 in diameter, and then I did 120 blocks high. I tried 100 blocks. It was like the same height as some of the other buildings around here. And then I tried 200 blocks, and that felt way too big. And I tried 150, 180, just some other different things. Trying to fly, come on. And it just wasn't looking right. It was looking way too big. And maybe this will be too big as well, but maybe not. See, it's slightly bigger than this building here. Let's go over here and take a look from this side. Yeah, see, I think that might work. And maybe the size will change as it goes up. Maybe it's 21 blocks radius right now. Maybe it won't be 21 blocks radius once it gets to the top. Maybe it'll be smaller up here. We'll see. We will see. But let me undo this because I'm not going to try to retexture 120 blocks worth of wool. I'm going to first build the bottom layer, which I think is going to be about this. This is 10 blocks high. I think what that will be like the bottom layer, and then I will create the second layer, which won't be 10 blocks high, but then I'll stack that up an even amount for all of the floors. So I think that's what I'm going to do. This will be the bottom floor, which will be like a stone foundation type of section. And then everything else up will be like all glass with some reinforcement. So I'm going to pick out some blocks and see what I want to make this look like. All right, so I'm getting somewhere here. I'm not completely sure about the block choices yet. I'm more so working on the shape that I want it to be with something that maybe will be the block choice. I'm not certain of the deep slate tiles just yet. It might be a little bit too busy of a block for this type of build. A little bit too much detail. So we'll see. I do like how the black stained glass is looking. And what I did is I put panes on the inside like this, so that when you look at it from the outside, you kind of see these lines and it looks like individual panes of glass, kind of. Now, I have Optifine, of course, and it makes these connected textures, which is great. I like that. But, you know, when you look at these buildings, like big glass skyscrapers, you can see like the individual lines of panes. So I thought maybe I'd put these panes on the inside to kind of give it that effect. So I'm pretty happy with the shape of the first floor here. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on the second floor, which is going to also be all of the floors. So let me see what I can come up with for that. Well, hello. I was just sitting here at my desk editing the video, and well, the audio for the rest of the video, it's using the wrong microphone. I have two microphones. I have a microphone that is built into my headphones, and I have a good microphone that I'm talking to you with right now. And somehow, for the remainder of this video, the audio got switched to using my headphone microphone. And that's the one I actually was using when I first started recording videos until I got a good microphone. And I don't know if you noticed the difference as you watch this video, but I certainly do. But it is what it is. I did as much as I could to fix it and make it better, but I apologize that the remaining audio in this video is not as good as it was in the first half. So please bear with me. I did as much as I could with what I had to work with. So back to building the skyscraper. All right, so here is what I have for the second layer. And you can see I have changed up the first layer a little bit. I put these black vertical, I don't know, beams or sections in here. And I added some, well, I thickened up the base a little bit around it and added some panes to the outside. It just added more shape to it. And on the inside, it looks like a big ice skating rink or something, because I have lined the entire inside with packed ice. So that way, when we look through it, it doesn't just look completely hollow. You know, we've got like these buildings here, you can see the interior, which is great. You know, I like being able to look inside those and see the interior. But then, like these buildings here, these are hollow over here. It's nice to not just see the hollowness. And look at that, there's a block missing right there. That's kind of weird. I wonder how that's not there. So anyway, I've already got this selected. And you can see the wool column over here, piece of wool over there on that side. And so we're going to stack this up. Oh, wait, I gotta do 2 backslashes. And let's see, we're gonna do 8 up. It'll take a second to render in. Let's see what this looks like. It's not bad. We need to go a little higher though. So let's go 12 up. All right, we're getting there. I want it a little taller than this building here. So maybe 14 or 15 up. All right, that's pretty good. And I also, let me see, let me set my time back to night. Okay, so you can see it's lit up. There are light sources around the building. So if I, let's see, if I do replace light with, let's do 1 for stone, you can see there's light sources there. I just did them randomly, scattered around the building. Although I think I might have missed some in stacking it up. I might have missed the ones that are out here. But it doesn't look bad. I think it's lit up pretty well. So let me undo that there. And I don't remember what version of Minecraft added invisible light sources to creative, but that is great. I love that. So that looks pretty good. I like the size. I like the way that it's looking. I'm not completely certain about the blocks. Like, I like the windows and the stripes in between. Oh, wait a minute. I think I messed up the stripes. There's not supposed to be double stripes here. So let me undo back and then I'll do this again. Okay, I've undone all the way back to here and I've redid my selection. And so now let's stack this up and let's do 16 because now we're not going to have the thickness of those extra blocks in there. How does that look? Taller than this? Maybe we need to go a little higher. Looks pretty close. It's slightly higher. Let's take it up a little bit more. I don't want to make this huge, but I do want it bigger than the buildings here. Alright, that's pretty good. That is pretty good for the height. The other thing I'm considering, since we have 2 cylinders here, is that maybe one of these should be taller than the other. So weird on the inside, isn't it? Alright, so yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to double check the light sources around the outside and see if I might have missed those. And then we're going to put a roof on this. Alright, I have worked out the lighting issue and made sure that they are all stacked up all the way to the top so that this is pretty well lit now, even at night. And I think I'm going to try making one of these higher than the other. Now it's just a matter of which one. Which one should be the high one? I'm thinking this one on this side back here. So let's see how to go about doing that. If we select, see if we come off here. See, let me put down some pick points here, some selection points, and then we'll stack it up. All right, I've got those selected, and I'm going to stack this up by 2. If I can type 2, stack that up by 2. There it is. Now that leaves the middle unfilled here. So I need to select half of this and mirror it over. So let me get that selected. All right, I've got it selected. So let's do copy, flip right, paste. That should fill in this area here. Circle that extends out. Oh, we kind of took away a little chunk here in pasting that in, but that's okay. I can fix that. That's not the end of the world there, because this, we need to put a roof on here anyways. All right, let me step back. I want to see how that looks. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good with it being 2 different heights like that. All right, so let me get some roofs put on this. Let's see how this looks once we have a full roof. All right, I have made my way to the center of the lower portion. And so let's do cylinder. Let's see, white concrete, 22 and 1 block high. That should cover that up. That should be the exact size that we needed. And it fills in the area that I accidentally overwrote when stacking that up. That looks pretty good. I like that. And now we just got to go put a roof up on this portion. So I got to find the center. Let's see. So it's 4 blocks in from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 is the one. So then if we go back this way, then do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come back from here. Need to stand right there on this block. Oh, and look at this. This is the floor from the first one extending out over into here, which doesn't matter. Like, the inside of this is going to be kind of messy, but it doesn't matter. You don't see any of that. So then if we do this, step back and take a look. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty good. As far as the colors go, you know, I think I'm okay with it, except maybe the bottom portion. Like, I made the bottom different because it's the first floor. I wanted it to look like more of a foundation, and I'm okay with the shape of it, but I don't like the deep slate. So I think I need to change the deep slate tiles down here to something else. Let me try some things and let's see what looks good. So if we select here, and we'll set our other corner here. And let's see, what do we want to try? Do we just want to try white concrete the whole way? Maybe that's the best way to go about it. So let's try it. So replace deep slate tiles with white concrete. Yeah, that looks better. I do think we do need to put that along the bottom there. like that. I'll have to go around and do that on each side, but I think that looks pretty good. But we do need to put some entrance on this, like it needs doors and some sidewalk and stuff like that around it, but I am liking how this looks. So let me go around and do some more work around it, and then I'll show you the most likely the final product. Alright, I've added a door. It's not a functional door, but I think this looks pretty good. It looks like there's multiple glass doors through this entryway, and they're a little bit bigger than a normal Minecraft door. They're 3 blocks high instead of 2, and it's all that is 2 double layers of black glass panes. And I think that looks pretty good. We kind of look at this from a distance here. That's obviously the entrance area, and I have some red wool blocks to clean up. But I am really liking how this is turning out. I am going to go down here and fix this road a little bit. And one thing I'm going to try my best not to do too much of is to change things that are already built here in the city or anywhere else. I found that it kind of bothered me to do that. This is an area that I worked on with friends years ago, and we're no longer playing together, unfortunately. I'm on my own doing all this. So it was kind of difficult for me to make changes, even though it was just moving a road. I moved it over there from where that cow is to this spot, straightened it out a little bit because it had a bend in it, and it didn't feel good to do that. So I'm going to try my best to not change things as much as possible. But since I already changed this road, what I'm going to do with this, so we're going to move this. Let's see, if I take this and copy from here, and let's see, if we make it so that right here is the top of the steps, how would that look? I'll paste that here. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then what I'll do with this part is we'll just take this and we'll move that down. There we go. That's where I want it to be. And so then that puts the steps here. That's good. That way it's not up against the side of our building. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and we're going to go up here. Position 2. And then we're going to stack this. There we go. And I'll have to go through and clean up. Oh, I've got a visitor. I got to go up over and clean up this side over here because it doesn't, I don't want a big wall like that. So I'm going to have to do some terraforming here. So who is flying above me up here? I don't know. Anyway, now I have to determine what I'm going to do with the corner areas here. Am I going to leave this grass? Am I going to turn it into pavement? Do some landscaping? I have to look into that. And then up here on the top of the building, I was going to put a door coming out of this and then put like a barrier around the top of this and maybe put some stuff up here on the top of the roof. Make it look like there's equipment and things like that. So I am going to work on those things next. Alright, I've done a little bit more work here, and you can see I used the same door that I have down at the bottom up here. I think that's fine. And I did not put anything on the roof. I just added this white glass barrier around the sides, and I left it at that. I think I'm just going to leave the roof plain on this instead of adding anything. because it's kind of how we have all the rest of the roofs in the city. We really don't have anything on top of them, so I'm just going to kind of leave that as is. And then if we go down here to the ground, I added a little landscape area up here in the front, and we're going to go ahead and mirror that to the other side here. So I've already got it selected, so let's do copy, flip, right, paste. And there we go. Whoops, I need to expand to get the bottom part there. And let's copy again. Flip right and paste. Okay, now I didn't miss the bottom. So these are coral fans on top of warped slabs, and they're waterlogged so that the coral won't die. I think that makes nice plants in a flower bed, and I learned that from watching Good Times with Scar, and so it's not my original idea. I got that from him. I think that looks nice for the front. I also cleared out all the hills and everything that were over here in this side. I kind of enclosed the animals all off back here because I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but there's going to be some type of park right back here in this area and a path leading up from the side, and I don't know what's going to be on the back of this building. I did add a door back here, just a smaller one, so that the people that live here or work here, I'm not even sure if this is an apartment or an office. I don't know. Well, hello, pig. And I added a retaining wall along here. And that's it. That's everything that I have added to it. So this area in the back will get filled in with something. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that right away or if I want to take care of this park area first before deciding what's going to go behind this. But I think I have this building completed and kind of tied into everything around it so that it kind of makes sense. So let's just fly up here. I'm going to take a look at it from a little bit of a distance and see how it fits into the rest of the city. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go over here and take a look from this side. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I am very, very happy with that. I like how it turned out. It's not too tall. I mean, it's taller than the buildings around it. It's kind of equal to this one over here. So I think it came out pretty good. I like how it looks. With that is all I have time for in this episode. And if you like this episode, please click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'll see you next time.